Hi, Savannah. Welcome to Science. I'm so sorry that I can't be with you this week. I'm a little unwell and I'm just going to take a few days to get back on my feet, but then I'll be with you and we'll get stuck into classification and ecosystems for this term. So now that I've finally got onto Edrollo, which is a online textbook that we're going to just trial this term, I am going to ask you to go to the website and try and log in. But before we do that, I thought I should introduce myself. I'm Mrs. Ravita. So I teach science and I teach food, and some of you I may have met earlier in the year for food studies, and we've had some fun cooking together. But some of you I haven't met since camp, so it will be lovely to get to know you and to teach you some amazing things about our planet and about our world and how and why, as scientists, we classify organisms and we classify everything in life, really. So if you even think about how you got to school this morning, you would have had to open up some cupboards and they would have been sorted into groups and into categories based on what your family or what you personally have decided how you're going to group your belongings. So have a little think about that as you go through the day. And I can tell you a little bit about myself. I am a mum, I'm married, and I've got 4 children. So they are, my eldest Hannah is nearly 21. And I've got Isabel in year 9, she's 15, and Noah just turned 12 in grade 6. So heading off to secondary next year. And then I've got Mieta, who is in grade 4 and she's 10. I love to garden, I love to paint, and we just went to Tasmania, which you'll be hearing a bit more about when I get back, because I took lots of amazing photos of different ecosystems down there that we will use for our next topic once we learn how to classify organisms and animals. And we went to an amazing zoo down there, so I'll be able to tell you lots about that. But let's get on to how we get onto Edrollo. So first you have to go to this website. So I can see that you have all logged on to Schoology, which is great. I'm just going to put my glasses on so I can actually read this. So once you log on or get onto that website, you need to enter your surname and check that it recognizes your correct first name. So let me know if you have any troubles, like send me an email, because I know when I tried to log on, it got my first name and my surname mixed up. So if you have any problems like that, let me know, or maybe try the reverse. So mine, instead of it being surname Ravita, it had my first name Rochelle, and then it had my surname as my first name. So enter your email address, which was your school email address, and then you need to come up with a savvy password that is secure and that you're going to remember. I suggest even writing it down in your science notebook, your exercise book that you have with you. Write it in the back of that or save it somewhere. Click send confirm email. So Edrollo will send you a confirmation email, which you then click on that to activate your account. So then you'll be logged on into your account. And I do suggest that you click on this students here and you actually watch this quick little video of how you access your account and what you do and what it looks like. We're going to be learning through this together, and bear with me if it's a bit tedious at the start, but once it's working, it's going to be a great resource for us to use. So yesterday you got started on what classification is, and basically it's just a way of grouping items, and eventually we'll talk about organisms and how scientists go about using this. But we're just going to start really basic to start with. So even things like if you got all your pens and pencils out of your pencil case, and you can actually do that, how would you group them? And there's probably 10 different ways that you could do that. So that's just one little activity you can do. And once you have logged onto your Enrollo account, I actually suggest you do that. If you've got a pencil case with you, take them out and just spend 2 or 3 minutes working out how many different ways that you could actually classify them. Is it according to color? Is it according to size? Is it, whether they're grey leads or colored pencils, or you come up with some different ideas, and I'd love to hear about that next week. So what I would like you to do, I'm sure most of you by tomorrow which will be your today, this is Monday I'm talking, will have completed all those questions I set for you. But if you haven't, this is a good way for you to do a recap. So when you get onto your Enrollo account, whoops, that's not what you're going to be seeing straight up. There we go. This is what you're going to see. So you'll see Year 7 Science, and it'll have Science R. And what we're going to do is scroll down to Chapter 5, which is here, Classification. So you're going to click on View Lesson. And then this will go through some of the information I gave you yesterday in class. So then you can click on the arrow, and this is just introductions, talking about what we're going to be learning. So you're going to be able to answer what is classification and why do we classify things. So if we click through, there was a video there that I thought didn't really matter whether you watched or not, but you can go back and you can watch that if you like. So we are going to go onto this, and I actually had to copy and paste these onto a Word document for you because I couldn't get it to work because you guys weren't enrolled. So now that you're on it, you can just go through, and I'm sure you can just click away which ones you think are showing pictures of things sorted into groups, and then you can click through and realize, well, they all are. So different ways of sorting vegetables and rubbish and recycling and Lego, and you can think about it. There's millions of things that you can classify like this. Then you click onto the next bit. I'm just going to skip that one. What we talked a little bit about was what classification is. So basically it's a process of putting things into groups or categorizing. So some people in life love to categorize everything, and everything has labels and everything is very neat and orderly. I'm not so great that way. However, I'm trying to learn. So what you can do here is slide these key terms here: classification, organism, taxonomist, and taxonomy. You can just slot those into the correct boxes, and then you can check it on the next page. So there are different ways to go about something, but the goal is always to figure out how closely two things are related based on their similarities and differences. So, we'll do this as we get a bit more deeply into things. So, we're not going to put an elephant and a spider in the same group when we categorize them because they're vastly different. But if we were to maybe look at 2 different species of frogs, then they're going to be very similar. Or if we looked at 2 insects, then they would be similar than if we put a mammal with an insect. So these are just ways that we can have a go about doing that. And then taxonomist, that is a scientist who organize things into categories. So that's a fancy name for someone who just likes to give names for different categories of living things. And then the science of classifying and naming organisms is taxonomy as well. So recently I was in Tassie, as I said, and I was in a museum, and I was also in a zoo, and I took some photos of how they classify different organisms for you to have a look at. So we'll get into that next week as well. So you're just going to go through these little, and then it gives you the answers as well, checking for understanding as we go through. So you can just work through this. It's very simple. Some of this is a repeat from what I did with you yesterday. So you can just go through and then you can check your understanding. This one here thought might be interesting to have a little chat with you about. So I gave you a picture of these chocolates and said, how would you classify these chocolates? So I'm guessing some of you might have done white chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate. You could have classified them according to their shape. You could have classified them according to what's inside them if you knew what was inside them. You could classify them according to whether they have swirls or more than one colour, because we can see here a couple of the white chocolate ones have got some red on the top, some have got some little swirls drizzled over them. So there are many possibilities of doing that, and there's no right or wrong answers. It's basically just how you decide that you want to do that. And here gives you some ideas. One could have done the white, one could have done round chocolates, one could have done chocolates with a drizzle. So there's many different ways. And then success is basically you just click one of these as to how you feel that you have understood this. So if you think you can define classification by yourself, click on that. If you need a bit of help, then click on that. If you've got no idea, then you click on that one, and that gives me an idea of where I can come and help you later. So the next reason, or the next part of it, is figuring out why do we actually need to classify things. So if you look at this person who's got a very messy wardrobe, and if I was in class, I'd probably get you to put your hand up and go, who's honest enough to admit their room's a big mess like that? Is it because we don't want to get in trouble? Is it because it makes it easier to find things and understand and protect them? Or is it that we can give everything a fancy name before we put everything away? So pretty easy to know that it's actually going to be B. So we classify things so we can find out where they are and where they belong. And it's a bit like in the kitchen, you know, you put your Vegemite in whatever drawer, you put your seeds and your nuts in one particular area in your pantry. The kitchen's a great example for this as well. So there was a video here that you can watch as you go along, and then you can have a go at filling in this. And then that's the understanding part. We just click on through. You can do these little activities. Until we get to the end over here. Oh, this is a good little activity for you. Whoops, it keeps going to the wrong spot. We're on number 2 now. So this is a little activity here you can have a look at. It says here, why do we classify? When we sketch a platypus, here they didn't believe it was real, so they thought someone had made a fake animal by stitching together different taxidermy pieces, which means they thought they'd stitched different animals together. So the scientists thought the platypus was a hoax, and they couldn't decide how to classify it until they'd seen multiple specimens. So they'd seen lots of different platypus. So just why the scientists thought the platypus was fake and why they struggled to classify it. So maybe because it sort of had some duck-like features, or it had a very unusual long bill. So that's something that you can have a little go with. So I'm going to stop now, let you have a little go with some of these activities, and then I might do another little recording of another activity that I'll get you to do. Okay, all the best.